The excitement is starting to build here at the Hungaroring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. We expect some cars out on track any moment now. And as we count down to that green light, I have to say, Anthony Davidson, that this rain is not showing any signs whatsoever of abating. I imagine we'll be looking at some last-minute setup changes to better adapt these cars to the conditions. What do you think?
The trouble is, Crofty, they need to be thinking about the race tomorrow. You don't want to go jacking up the ride heights and piling on a few points of extra downforce that you're not going to want in the Grand Prix itself. The Parc Fermé regulations mean that you have to make that choice. The best thing the drivers can do is adapt with the tools they have available in the cockpit. Moving the brake bias forward will help stop the rear end slipping out under braking, and opening up the differential can really help tame the oversteer on corner exit. The drivers that can make best use of these techniques will have the best chance for success here today.
Just wasn't our day.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Vettel, Verstappen and Devon Butler. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungaroring. A popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking has always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile circuit, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. Let's hope we're in for another one here today. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Butler, Giovinazzi, Alexander Albon, and Bottas, Hulkenberg, Kvyat, the engineer, and Roman Grosjean, Weber, Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, and Ricciardo. Perez, Leclerc, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen. Raikkonen and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
After the start. Let's get back on track. Is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Some information on Albon. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. Strategy option. Got that confirmed. Our gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds. front to overtake mode. Now, we're boxing this lap. Switch to overtake and have a go. Okay, remember to pit this lap. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. P10, you've moved up into P10. Our gap behind is 3.3 seconds. is 1.5 seconds. Fastest lap of the race so far. Seconds. You've lost some time to the car behind. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. This is your final lap of the race. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very, very happy.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the engineer. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.